Do you have scraps laying around like this? You probably do. I definitely do. Make a beer flight out of it. We made a beer flight for bigger cups because the biggest problem with beer flight is it's always the small cups. Let's hold a pint glass with it. Not 1, 3. I'll show you how to make it. So all you're gonna need for this is 2 scrap pieces of whatever type of hardwood you want. Make sure that these scrap pieces are as long or longer than your main piece. We're gonna use cherry for the main piece just because I've got a lot of cherry right now. And this one is just over 11 inches long. It's about 11 1/4. We're not gonna use the whole thing. We're probably only gonna use about 4.5 inches of it. So our actual beer flight tray will be like from here over, and then we're gonna do some fun stuff with these walnut and maple for the accents. So let's get this cut up to about 4.5 inches. Final size will be about 4.5 inches by 11 1/4. All right, we've got it cut down. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these 2 pieces, I'm thinking next to each other, somewhere about there, not quite in the middle, maybe a little bit more to the right, just so that the hole saw actually still go through these pieces, so it's not a completely flat line going all the way through. It breaks up a little bit, but it's not right in the middle. I'm gonna go over to the table saw. I'm gonna set my fence 2 inches away from the blade, and then I'm going to only put the blade up about 1/4 inch high, so that way when we cut these down, these things can slide in there no problem, and then we can cut these down to the correct size once we know what that is. You're gonna move the rip fence 1/8 inch closer to your blade, and you're just gonna keep doing that, keep making those cuts, keep moving it closer, and then as you get close to the size of your 2 other hardwoods combined, you're gonna wanna go in and constantly be checking that to see if they fit in that groove there. And once you get close, but not quite there, start taking off 1/16 of an inch, even 1/32 of an inch. Just take off a tiny bit until you get it perfectly flush. So once you've got those 2 pieces slotted perfectly in there, now what we're gonna do is we need to cut these pieces down. So how we're gonna do that is we're just gonna take a pencil, we are going to draw a mark. Once this is pushed into that groove, we're just gonna draw a mark right there on one of them. And then once you've got one mark there, now we're just gonna cut a little bit fatter than there, cutting this down on table saw, and then we'll get this down, placed, glued, sanded. Glue this up. Make sure you get the sides up there, the walls. And then also, you're gonna wanna glue the middle here, so the walnut and maple also glue together. And I'm gonna put these together here, and then transfer them in. Oh, look at that. Fits like a glove. That is perfect. And push that down. That's what we like to see. Awesome, no real gaps there. Clamps are off. Cut off these little end pieces there. You don't have to cut them off perfect. I'm gonna leave a little bit extra on the edge. And then we'll take that off with the flush trim bit later. Do that again on the other side. Perfect. All right, so now obviously your pieces that you glued in there, they're still higher. So you got a few options. You could be crazy, run it through the table saw like this. That's insane, get it flat. Run it through the big planer, but we're gonna hand plane it because hand tools look cool. So we got it down probably 1/16, 1/32 of an inch above now. So we're just gonna go ahead, sand it down, get it all even. So we have sanded it down perfectly even. We also sanded down the sides, so those are flush there. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and find the middle. Like we said before, it's 4.5 inches, so let's take 2 1/4, and we're gonna draw a line all the way down. Once you've got that line, find the center of that line. It is 5.5 because this is 11 inches. And then for the other 2 holes, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come in 2 inches from each side. So make a mark there, 2 inches, and then make a mark here at 2 inches. Now, I don't know if we said this before, This is a 3-inch hole saw. This is what we're gonna be using. That's why you need to come in 2 inches. So when it's there, you'll have a little bit left over on each end, and you won't overlap with there. So you've got your 3 marks there. Let's go ahead and cut them. All right, there you've got it. You got all 3 of those done. And cool thing I didn't realize was gonna happen is we got 3 of these little discs with the different color wood on it. So comment down below what we should do with these, because it seems criminal to throw these away because they're pretty cool looking. But comment down below if you got any other ideas. You could be done if you want to. I don't want to be done though, because we made these to fit regular, like classic beer shaped glasses. So when you put them in, you know, you could do this and then use them to carry them and then put them down and have them stand up like that. But I think some legs would be nicer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some legs like right here down, so the whole thing kind of stands up like this. Then we're gonna sand it, finish it, and we'll be done. All you need is 8 pieces, 8 very small pieces of scrap wood. So we're using 8 little pieces of walnut that we had lying around. So how we cut these is 3 3/4 inches long, 3/4 inches wide, and 1/4 inch thick. And we've got 8 of these. We already gave them a very light sanding, so now we're gonna go ahead and put them on. We're just gonna glue 1 piece on here, glue this one there, and then another one on this side, and then we're gonna clamp it, and we're gonna do the same with these 2 sides. There you have it. 4 of the legs done. You could stop here. We're not stopping here. We're gonna end up putting more pieces like that. So it's got a nice little like farmhouse coffee table type legs. I think that'd be cool. Now we're gonna let that dry for at least 2 hours. Make sure those are nice and dry, and do the other side. Take those clamps off. Look at that. It's looking great. You could stop there, but we ain't stopping. Gonna keep going. So, do it again. All right, took the clamps off it, and here it is. That is your project. Let's go ahead and give it a nice sand. Then we're gonna coat it with some Howard mineral oil, because I think that always makes it look nice, makes the grain pop, and then we'll be done. So, let's sand it. And here it is, finished product. I really like the way it came out. Yeah, very easy to build. It's a pretty quick build, and most of it was scrap wood, besides this big chunk of cherry got there, but you guys got cherry laying around, I'm sure. You can make this with all scraps, hopefully. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below any other videos you'd like us to make, and I will see you in the next one.